Hey guys, Ernie here, and welcome to the Paleo Hiker MD channel. The TRANGIA Spirit Burner is by far my favorite alcohol burner, and if you look on the internet, you'll find a lot of what we'll call copycat stoves out there. Today we're going to take a detailed look at the TRANGIA along with three very commonly available stoves that happen to look a whole lot like the TRANGIA. Let's see if they can live up to the original. Thanks for watching, guys. As far as I can see, it looks like TRANGIA, the company, was founded in 1925, and the original stove, I believe, was put out in 1951. Between 1964 and 1976, the special Swedish military version, which is a little bit larger than your standard TRANGIA, was produced. Let's take a really close look at the modern day TRANGIA Spirit Burner. So here is our TRANGIA. Super nice, basic stove. I've had this one a long time. I probably have 4 or 5 different actual TRANGIA stoves. This is my oldest one. Dimensions are 2.85 by 1.75. The weight, let's see, 3 7/8 ounces. It is made out of brass, and the website does say that the material inside is 100% cotton and has a 100% cotton wick inside. It is made in Sweden, and the current price is $17.95. Comes with the simmer ring. Want to look at a couple of different things. You can see the simmer ring is very basic. Some of the other ones have a handle here. You can make your own, but this one works just fine. Unscrew this, you'll see an O-ring here. This allows you to store fuel inside. And here is the actual stove. You can see the bottom, it's got the T, TRANGIA T. And you can see the jets are all the same size, uniform, very traditional for the TRANGIA. That is different than our other 3, which we'll see in just a little bit. We'll go ahead and put this thing to the test, boil some water, and then we'll move on to the next stove. Okay, we've got our TRANGIA. This is just 1 cup of water, guys. I'm just telling you guys that. I usually do 2 cups, but I don't have a lot of time today. So I'm just going to do 1 cup. It'll still give us a good idea what we're dealing with. I am still using 1 ounce of fuel. So let's get this thing going. You'll be able to see the flame pattern. I'll show you a close-up of the flame pattern here in a second. There we go. Let's see how long it takes to get to a boil. All right, 4 minutes, 35 seconds. 4 minutes, 35 seconds for a boil. We will let this continue to burn and see how long it burns for. There it is. 9 minutes, 17 seconds, total burn time. This is the Esbit. As you can see, it says right on top, Esbit. Dimensions are a little bit different. They're all the same on these other 3. It's 2.9 by 1.8. The weight on this one, 3 3/4, so a little bit lighter. Material is brass, and there is nothing on the website that tells me what's on the inside. I assume it has some kind of a wick, but we really don't know. Nondescript top. The bottom has this little star. This will be very familiar here in a little bit. Take off the top, and it has the familiar rounded O-ring. And if you look at the flame pattern, this, I have to be honest, guys, I've used this stove quite a bit, and it looks brand new, so that's kind of neat. It has the same diameter holes as the TRANGIA, but then alternating with smaller holes. It's like an alternating large, small, so that is a difference from the TRANGIA, the original. This one is made in China, and the price is $22.99 currently on Amazon. Let's put this one to the test. We're going to put our 1 ounce of fuel in carefully. As always, I'm using heat out of the yellow bottle, basically methanol. We've got our water once again, 66, 67 degrees. Put that on, put this on, get it started. Let's see how long it takes and how long it burns for. Coming up to our boil here, 5 minutes, 6 seconds. That's 5 minutes, 6 seconds on the Esbit. Let's see how long it burns for. All right, 9 minutes 33 seconds total burn time with the Esbit. Next, we've got the Solo Stove. Basically, the top just says Solo Stove, but otherwise, to me, it looks exactly the same. It's got the little star pattern on the bottom, just like the other Esbit. Take off the top, you do see a difference. I guess Solo Stove's trying to be a little different. They have a flat ring here, O-ring, which keeps things a little bit different, but pretty much I don't see any real difference in what it would do. It's still just gonna keep it watertight. And you have the exact same hole pattern as you do on the Esbit. Looks very, very similar. Can't tell them apart in my opinion. This one, the Esbit is a little shinier, but otherwise they're the exact same. All these measurements as far as where these indentations are exactly the same. In fact, if I'm not careful, I will mix them up very easily. This one again is made in China. It is priced at $24.95, the most expensive one, which is interesting. Let's put it to the test. All right, 66 degrees again. This is the Solo Stove. Let's get our 1 ounce of fuel in there. Probably work better if we put gas in it, right? It's hard to do exactly the same amount of fuel, but it's pretty close. I use a little measuring cup. All right, let's put it on. Start this bad boy up. Let's see how long it takes to get to a boil and how long it burns. All right, stopped there on accident. 506 for a boil. Let's get the water off and let this finish burning off. So 506 with the Solo. There it is, 9:37, 9 minutes 37 seconds total boil time for the Solo Stove. Last but not least is the cheapest one. We'll just look at our top here, and this is the Red Camp. That's how you know the difference, because otherwise it looks exactly the same. It has some scratches on it from my wear and tear, but the same star pattern on the bottom. This goes back to the traditional O-ring, just like the TRANGIA, okay? And the pattern of the jets is the same as the other two, just like it. Now, I'm gonna keep these separate so I know which one's which, but I'm having a hard time deciding which is which. It looks to me like there's a little bit of different polishing and some minor changes, but you would never know that they didn't come out of the same factory in China, and all they did was change the top with their name on it, and that's how they got their stove. Anyway, let's get this Red Camp fired up and see what kind of numbers we get. Last one, we've got our Red Camp. We're gonna add our ounce of fuel. Let's get it started. All right, here we go. Let's get a boil. All right, 5:10 for the Red Camp, 5 minutes 10 seconds. Let's get the water off, let it burn off, and see what we get. There we go, 9 minutes 46 seconds, 9:46 for the Red Camp. So quickly, let's review those results. The TRANGIA brought the 1 cup of water to a boil in 4 minutes 35 seconds. The other three were very, very close. 5 minutes and 6 seconds for the Esbit and the Solo Stove, and 5 minutes and 10 seconds for the Red Camp. The TRANGIA burned for a total of 9 minutes 17 seconds, and once again we had very similar results with the other three. The Esbit burned for 9 minutes 33 seconds, the Solo Stove for 9 minutes 37 seconds, and the Red Camp for 9 minutes 46 seconds. We are looking at very, very close numbers for three stoves that look a whole lot alike. Well, it is said that imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, and that is definitely what we have going on here with the TRANGIA and its imitators. Here are a few thoughts. What's interesting is that the Solo Stove burner and the Esbit burner are more expensive than the traditional TRANGIA. Even more interesting is that the Red Camp is quite a bit less expensive, way less expensive than either of those two stoves, which is most interesting because they appear to be basically the same thing. Is the Esbit or the Solo Stove worth more money? No, I mean, I really don't think so. If you want to save a little money off the TRANGIA and get something cheaper, go ahead and get the Red Camp. You get the same stove as the Solo Stove or the Esbit. You get an included pot stand, and it's a whole lot cheaper. Some people may favor that shiny brass look. I really like the older look of the TRANGIA, but if you want the shiny one, get the cheaper one, get the Red Camp. So what's my recommendation? Well, it hasn't changed. I would suggest getting the TRANGIA Spirit Burner. It is the old tried and true, it's the original, and I think it's the best. Now, if any of you guys know of a difference with the Solo Stove or a difference with the Esbit, something that I'm missing, let me know. I scoured the internet, I looked at both manufacturers' websites. They don't have a lot of details about these burners. They simply state they're made out of brass. That's it. But if you look at them very closely like we did, they look like all three. The Red Camp, the Esbit, and the Solo Stove are essentially the same thing. All they did was change the logo on the simmer ring, and they had themselves their own alcohol burner. So nothing I saw today makes me want to take my TRANGIA and replace it with one of these copycats. Not sure if you guys are aware, but I have an entire playlist on stoves. Make sure you check it down below, as well as in the cards up here somewhere at the end of the video. If you like the video, please do me a favor, guys. Hit the thumbs up. Really helps spread things across YouTube. It is a tremendous help to our channels if you like those videos. If you're not subscribed and you don't want to miss any videos, hit the subscription button. And if you want to make sure you don't miss any videos, hit that ding dong bell and you'll be the first to know. I just wanted to take a minute and tell all of you thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support, for the comments. We have a lot of new subscribers here on the channel recently, and I hope you guys will stick around for not only these stove videos, but as the fall hits, we're going to start actually getting out in the woods, which is going to be exciting. And I'm planning on doing just a lot of day hikes, a lot of wood burning stoves, a lot of cooking out in the woods, just basic, simple videos that I really love to do. As always, guys, I appreciate you checking out the Paleo Hiker MD channel. Stay tuned for more videos soon.